if you're over 60, I want to tell you something most people never say out loud. Your body is trying to tell you something right now. Not something scary, just something honest. Many of us keep living by the rules of our 40s, eating the same way, moving the same way, sleeping the same way. And then we wonder why we feel more tired, why recovery takes longer, why things hurt that never used to. This isn't because you're doing something wrong. It's because your body has changed, and it's asking for something different. After 60, small daily habits matter more than people realize. Not dramatic changes, not extreme programs, just small, consistent choices that either support your body or quietly work against it. Today, I want to walk you through 5 common habits that slowly damage health after 60. And here's the important part. Every one of them can be changed. Not someday, not next year, today, this week, right now. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into it. Mistake 1. Sitting too much without any movement breaks. This is probably the biggest one I see, and it's so quiet you might not even notice you're doing it. You wake up and you sit for breakfast. You sit while you check your emails or read the news. You sit at lunch. You sit in the car for errands. You sit while you read or watch television in the afternoon. You sit at dinner. You sit in the evening. And somewhere along the way, you stand up and realize your back is tight, your legs feel heavy, and climbing the stairs feels harder than it used to. So you think, well, that's just getting older. But it's not. Why it becomes more harmful after 60. When you're younger, your body is resilient. You sit for hours, but then you move around, and your body bounces back. Your circulation resets quickly. Your muscles stay somewhat engaged, even when you're not thinking about it. Your metabolism is fast enough that long periods of sitting don't have the same effect. After 60, that changes in real ways. When you sit for long stretches, and I mean hours at a time, your circulation slows down significantly. Your leg muscles, which are some of the largest and most important muscles in your body, start to weaken. Not noticeably at first, but over weeks and months, they literally get smaller. Your flexibility decreases. Your joints become stiffer. And here's something people don't talk about enough. Sitting for too long affects your digestion, your energy levels, and even your mood and mental clarity. But there's more. When you sit for extended periods, it affects your balance and stability. Your core, the muscles that keep you upright and prevent falls, becomes less engaged. And falls are one of the biggest health threats for people over 60. They're not just injuries. They can change your independence and your quality of life. Real everyday examples. I think about people who retire and suddenly have all this free time. They're excited about it, but then a pattern develops. They sit at breakfast, sit during their hobbies, sit during most of the day. Within a few months, they notice something. They can't walk as far as they used to. They get winded more easily. They feel stiff in the morning. They struggle to get up from a low chair. Their legs feel weak. Some of them think, oh, I'm just getting older faster now. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is their body has responded to what they've been asking of it. They asked their body to sit still, and their body obliged. The muscles adapted to that demand. Or think about someone who worked in an office their whole life and now they're retired, but they've replaced office sitting with television sitting and reading sitting. Same pattern, different location. The result is the same. Their body becomes less capable. The long-term consequence? If this continues for years, the effect compounds. Your legs get progressively weaker. Your balance gets worse. You become less confident in your movement. You might start limiting yourself, taking the elevator instead of stairs, avoiding certain activities. And once you start limiting yourself, it gets worse faster. Your muscles weaken more, your confidence drops more, and suddenly you're living in a smaller world. The simple fix, this is where it gets encouraging, because the fix is almost laughably simple. Every 30 minutes, stand up. That's it. You don't need to do anything strenuous or complicated. Just stand. Walk to the kitchen. Walk to another room. Do a few gentle stretches. March in place for a moment. Move for just 2 or 3 minutes. Then sit again if you want to. What this does is keep your circulation moving. It keeps your leg muscles engaged and reminds them they're needed. It keeps your core muscles working. It prevents that heavy, stiff feeling from settling in. If you watch television for 2 hours, that's 4 times you're standing up and moving. 4 2-minute breaks. That's 8 minutes of movement spread throughout your day. Over the course of weeks and months, that's enough to make a real noticeable difference in how you feel. Not just your energy level, but your strength, your flexibility, and your balance. Some people set a timer on their phone. Some people stand up every time a commercial comes on. Some people use a kitchen timer. The method doesn't matter. Consistency matters. Now, sitting is one part of this equation. But there's something else that goes right along with it, something that affects nearly every system in your body, and most people don't realize they're not doing it enough. Mistake 2, not eating enough protein. After 60, a lot of people eat less. Some of it is that they're not as hungry as they used to be. That's real. Your hunger signals do change. Some of it is that they live alone now, and cooking a full meal just for themselves doesn't feel worth the effort. Some of it is that they've heard about eating less, about reducing portion sizes, about how eating less helps you live longer. So they have some toast and coffee for breakfast, a small lunch, a light dinner. It sounds reasonable and responsible. But here's what's actually happening underneath that choice. They're not eating enough protein, and their body is paying a very real price for it. Why it becomes more harmful after 60? This is one of those things that runs counter to what a lot of people believe, so I want to be clear about it. After 60, your body actually needs more protein per pound of body weight than it did when you were younger, not less. Not because you're getting bigger or trying to build muscle in the gym, but because your muscles have become less efficient at using protein. Your body needs more of it to maintain the muscle mass you have. Think of it this way. When you're younger, your muscles are like efficient factories. They take in protein and use it very effectively. After 60, those factories slow down a little bit. They need more raw material, more protein, to do the same job. If you don't give your muscles enough protein, your body starts breaking down the muscle you have in order to get the amino acids it needs for basic functions. You don't feel this happening at first, but gradually, over months and years, you get weaker. You get tired more easily, you recover from illness more slowly. Tasks that used to be easy become difficult. This affects everything. Your ability to climb stairs, your ability to carry groceries, your ability to get up from a chair without using your arms, your ability to do yard work or housework, your immune system, your recovery from illness or injury. Real everyday examples. I knew a woman in her late 60s who was proud of how little she ate. She thought she was being healthy and disciplined. She'd have coffee and a piece of toast for breakfast, a small salad for lunch, a light dinner. Over a couple of years, she noticed something changing. She couldn't carry her groceries in one trip anymore. Her arms felt weak. She'd get exhausted after light activities. She'd get sick and then take a really long time to recover. Her doctor, when she mentioned it, asked her about her diet. He told her she was losing muscle mass, exactly what we're talking about. Once she started eating more protein, eggs and bacon for breakfast, some chicken or fish at lunch, a bit more meat at dinner, some yogurt as a snack, things changed. Her energy came back. She felt stronger. She could do things again without getting so tired. It wasn't magic. It was just that her body finally had what it needed. Or think about someone who lives alone. They've been cooking for 2 or 3 people for decades. Now, it's just them. They don't feel like cooking a full chicken breast just for themselves. So they eat a piece of fruit, some crackers, a small piece of cheese. These are fine foods, but they're not giving their body the protein it needs. Over time, their strength declines, and they don't really understand why. The long-term consequence: if you continue eating too little protein, the decline in muscle mass accelerates. Your legs get weaker. Climbing stairs becomes harder. Your risk of falling increases. You become more dependent on others for things you used to do yourself. Your recovery from illness takes much longer. You might end up in a cycle where a simple cold knocks you out for weeks, and you lose even more strength during that time. The simple fix: eat protein with every meal. I'm not talking about huge amounts or anything extreme, but breakfast should have some protein: eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or even a small piece of leftover chicken. Lunch should have some: fish, chicken, beans, tofu, or a sandwich with real meat or cheese. Dinner the same way. If you're not sure how much is enough, a simple rule is this: aim for a palm-sized portion of protein at each meal. That's a general guide that works for most people. Your body will tell you if it's working. You'll feel stronger, you'll have more energy, and you'll recover better from whatever life throws at you. And if you're worried about cooking, here's something. It doesn't have to be complicated. A can of tuna and some crackers. A rotisserie chicken from the grocery store that you eat over several meals. A dozen eggs in your fridge that you can cook in 5 minutes. Canned beans, Greek yogurt. These are all simple. They all count, okay? So we've talked about moving your body more and eating enough protein to keep your muscles strong. But there's something else that most people completely overlook, and it might be the most foundational of all. It's something that affects everything else we've talked about. Mistake 3. Accepting poor sleep as just part of getting older. A lot of people over 60 quietly accept poor sleep as normal. They wake up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep. They toss and turn. They wake up feeling tired, even after spending 8 hours in bed. And over time, they stop questioning it. They think, this is just what getting older feels like. But poor sleep isn't just uncomfortable. It changes how your entire body functions. Why it becomes more harmful after 60? Sleep is when your body actually repairs itself. Not when you're resting on the couch. Not when you're taking it easy. Real repair happens during sleep. This is when your immune system resets, when your brain clears out waste from the day, when your muscles recover, when your nervous system calms down. After 60, your body becomes less forgiving of poor sleep. Miss it regularly, and the effects show up everywhere. Lower energy, weaker immunity, slower recovery, poorer focus, and lower mood. And here's something many people don't realize. When you don't sleep well, you make worse choices the next day. You move less. You eat more for quick energy. You feel more irritable. So poor sleep quietly sabotages all your other healthy habits. Real everyday examples. Think about someone who's been waking up early every night for years. They're used to it now. They don't complain anymore. But if you look closely, they're always tired. They catch every cold. They struggle to focus. They feel foggy, irritable, or low on patience. That's not just aging. That's a body that hasn't had real recovery in a long time. Or think about someone who sleeps lightly. They're in bed for 8 hours, but only truly asleep for 5 or 6. Every sound wakes them. By morning, they feel drained. And that becomes their normal. The long-term consequence? When poor sleep continues year after year, the effects compound. Your immune system weakens. Your memory and focus decline faster than they should. Your mood suffers. Your body takes longer to heal from illness or injury. And the worst part? As your health declines, your sleep often gets even worse, creating a cycle that's hard to break unless you intervene. The simple fix. The first step is consistency. Go to bed around the same time every night. Wake up around the same time every morning, yes, even on weekends. Your body has an internal clock, and it responds surprisingly well to routine. Next, protect your sleep environment. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Put your phone away at least an hour before bed. The light tells your brain it's still daytime. If your mind races when you lie down, try slow breathing. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4, breathe out for 4. Do that for a few minutes. It helps calm your nervous system. And this part matters. If you've tried consistency for a few weeks and sleep is still poor, talk to your doctor. Poor sleep is not something you have to accept as part of aging. There are real solutions, and better sleep changes everything else we've talked about. We're halfway through. Let me shift gears a little bit now, because the next mistake is something most people don't even think about. And that's actually part of the problem. Mistake 4. Avoiding movement because of discomfort. One of the biggest mistakes people make after 60 is confusing discomfort with danger. A small ache turns into fear, and fear turns into stillness. Many people stop moving because they're worried about making things worse. They sit more, they walk less, they avoid stairs, stretching, or even short outings. But here's the truth. Most people never hear. Lack of movement causes more pain than movement itself. After 60, joints don't get nourishment from rest. They get it from gentle use. Muscles don't stay strong by avoiding effort. They stay strong by being asked to work, just a little, every day. The problem isn't movement. The problem is no movement at all. This often shows up in simple ways. Choosing the car over a short walk, staying seated for hours, or telling yourself, I'll move more when I feel better. But the body doesn't work that way anymore. You don't move because you feel better. You feel better because you move. The better alternative isn't intense exercise or pushing through pain. It's consistent, gentle movement. A daily walk, light stretching in the morning, standing up every 30 minutes, movements that feel safe, controlled, and repeatable. Movement after 60 isn't about performance. It's about circulation, balance, confidence, and independence. And the most important thing to remember is this: your body was designed to move at every age. All right, we're almost done. The last mistake ties a lot of this together. It's subtle, but it might be the sneakiest of all, and it affects how well everything else we've talked about actually works. Mistake 5, believing it's too late to change. This is the most damaging mistake of all, and it doesn't affect the body first. It affects the mind. Many people over 60 quietly believe that change no longer matters, that habits are set, that the damage is already done, that what they do today won't really make a difference anymore. So they stop trying, not all at once, but slowly. They accept low energy as normal. They accept stiffness as permanent. They accept decline as unavoidable. But here's the truth. Your body is still responding to what you do, every single day. After 60, improvement doesn't look dramatic. It looks subtle. Better balance, less stiffness in the morning, clearer thinking, more confidence doing everyday things. And those small changes add up faster than most people expect. The idea that it's too late is powerful, but it's also wrong. The body doesn't care how old you are. It cares what signals it receives. Gentle movement, better sleep habits, regular meals, staying socially connected. These are signals of life, and the body responds to them at any age. The real danger isn't aging, it's giving up control. Because the moment you believe nothing will help, nothing Does. But the moment you take even one small step, a short walk, a better routine, a healthier choice, your body notices. And that's how change begins. Not all at once, not perfectly, but consistently. It is not too late, and it never was. So let me bring this back to where we started. Earlier, I said, your body has changed after 60. And that's true. But change does not automatically mean decline. Every single thing we talked about today, moving more throughout your day, eating enough protein, sleeping better, keeping your body active, and staying engaged with life. These are all things you can start doing right now, not next month, not when you feel more motivated, right now, this week. And here's the part many people find surprising. Your body responds faster than you expect. Within weeks, some people notice they feel steadier on their feet. They sleep a little better, they have more energy, they feel more capable doing everyday tasks. That feeling matters because it reminds you of something important. You still have control. The person you'll be 6 months from now isn't determined by your age. It's shaped by the small habits you choose to build starting today. So here's what I'd like you to do. Pick just one thing from this video, only one. Stand up more often. Add protein to one meal. Set a consistent bedtime. Reach out to someone you haven't talked to in a while. Do that one thing for 2 weeks. Then decide what to add next. You don't have to change everything. You just have to start. Thank you for watching. If this was helpful, consider subscribing. I share videos like this regularly about staying healthy and independent after 60. Take care of yourself. You're worth the effort.